everybody, it's Cheryl. Welcome back to Muppin Sewing Emporium. How are you doing today? I hope you are wonderfully well. It is a cold, very chilly, kind of breezy, 38 degrees here in beautiful downtown Paducah, Kentucky. I am coming to you live through the power of the internet. My friends, my name is Cheryl Muppin Whited. You can call me Muppin. I have, we're still getting new stuff. And I'm like, it's like coming in through the end of the year, and I'm just like, at some point, don't these companies take like a Christmas holiday? Can we like get a little break? But as I like to say, I ordered it, so it comes when it comes. You guys, I am just having a fun time here in the shop this week. Lots of visitors coming through, going to and from their holiday plans, which has been a lot of fun to see people traveling to and fro from their various places, which is awesome. I am also making sure that we are live on Facebook like I should be. And I hope that you are doing a wonderfully well. Like I said, yes, we are live, so that's awesome. So this week, last week, we made something on the show which I haven't done in a while, and it kind of got my little creative brain a moving. And if you didn't see the final finished product from last week, here it is. It's a little Christmas tree, and we did this with the clover Pom Pom maker. And can I just say, this was way more fun than it had any right to be. Plus, I wanted to show that like the pom-poms themselves do not have to be round. And that was, something that following that Instagram account I was telling you about called Fat Pom Poms. And she basically, started making these shaped pom-poms with the pom-pom makers. And I did not realize you could do that. So this was what ended up being made last week in last week's video. So if you didn't get a chance to go back and watch that one, you can. But isn't this the cutest darn thing? I love it. Oh, Mary's here. She says, I got my pom-pom makers today. Yay! Right? This and anything like this was just so cute. So for those of you that are interested, I am looking to start a Pinterest page of the various pom-pom ideas, because now that I've got this bug, and of course I'm like, mix this, like the pom-poms, with yo-yos and making garlands. And I mean, obviously you don't have to do holiday stuff, but of course I'm here doing holiday stuff. But it was just so cute. Joy is here. Joy, hello. Thank you for stopping in this week. I appreciate you. Yeah, so it's just been a really a lot of fun to kind of learn all the different things you can make with a pom pom maker. If we have enough time today, I have another pom pom project, so we'll see if we get to it. But otherwise, don't forget, as always, to like our pages, follow, subscribe on YouTube. Make sure if you like our content, share our content. It costs nothing, and it absolutely makes a difference to small businesses like mine. When you like something, you see something, and you share it, we all benefit. Plus, those shares, those comments, those likes, they do increase our reach as far as the algorithm goes. And that is some ways to help a small business like mine. And it doesn't cost anything. I have got, like I said, new stuff in, and it is hard to believe that 2 weeks before Christmas, they're still sending us products. And I think a lot of this is like it came into the warehouse late, and they're still just going to get it out there in the hopes that, you might find somebody in the system to send it to. But some of these things, well, all of these are new. No, 2 of these things are new. Anyway, doesn't matter. We have the elemental coat pattern back in stock, and we're going to talk about this real quick because this is, I want to say, this is one of our top selling products of any year. This is the coat pattern. Now, I know some of you are like, I don't know if I want to make I heard it helps if you do the heart, laugh, or surprise. I'm not sure if it's true. So apparently, yes, the reason that these particular emojis, when you click them on social media, you're not just hitting the like button. Okay, if you do the heart, the laugh, or the wow, okay, but not the anger one. Okay, so if you do the anger one, it actually it actually downgrades our algorithm. If you do the heart, the laugh, or the surprise, what happens is the system, the algorithm, what it does is it's not just the like. See, as you go through your phone, and I do it too. You go through your phone and you're just like scroll, like. Okay, so at this point, for most of the platforms that have any other option other than the heart or the thumbs up, if you're doing Facebook, you have to do something other than the thumbs up, because just the thumbs up isn't enough anymore. Why, when you do the heart, the laugh, or even the care, the little care heart or emoji, if you do that one or those, the algorithm is like, oh, you are engaging with this content in a deeper way, because it's not just click the button and done. It's, you have to hold that button down and like select something. And if you comment, those are the things that actually help that post bubble up. Now, I don't know if you knew this, and that is, obviously, if I have 5,000 followers, which I think on not my personal page, but my personality page, the Cheryl Sloboda quilter page, that one I'm almost at 5,000 followers. obviously when I put up a message, it doesn't go to all 5,000 of my followers. It kind of, you know, what happens is the content goes up, and if you interact with it right away, then it then is shown to more people. If it's not interacted with right away, then it basically just kind of goes off into the void and is not even shown to your followers. So that's really frustrating because we work so hard to get those 5,000 followers, but of course, they want money to get us to boost that post to like our followers or whatever. And of course, this is just how social media makes money, right? So, you know, there are people who get paid to do content on social media, and I have that monetization on all of my accounts. Yes, hit the love thing. Steve, that's what you gotta do. So here's the thing. If you are if you monetize your account, right, then you can say, well, hey, I'm bringing you all this fantastic, high quality content, Meta or Facebook or whatever, and you say, hey, I should get paid for that. I will tell you that my paycheck, if you can call it that, from Facebook was 86 cents. So I can tell you I am not out here getting rich on making content for social media in any way, which is hilarious to even think about, right? Because, I mean, like, how many millions of followers would I have to make 86 cents, multiply in any capacity? So my little 5,000 people are making me 86 cents a month. That is not even enough to buy this coffee, which we have just gotten a Dutch Brothers in town, and so I am testing out Dutch Brothers coffee tonight. And I was just out, and I said, oh, I should stop and get myself a coffee. Or, well, I will say I almost got a sweet tea, because you know me, like, I've converted now to sweet tea as a southerner in Kentucky. And yeah, Charlotte says it's cold outside. Yes, it is. It's 37 according to my laptop. And so that's why we've got the warm coffee. We've got the all of the space heaters running, because we're in a 126-year-old building with 60-year-old HVAC. So it does not really get that warm here in this old building. Anyway, that little side note is just to tell you that one share can make a huge difference for a small business like ours. And I will tell you a small aside. One of my friends, Kelly, who runs a quilting page on social media, and she has 30,000 followers. And Kelly did a wonderful thing for us, and she shared that she loves our needles, which are in stock. And let me tell you, she made that one share, and it was like a miracle. Like, our phone just started going crazy. We started getting all of these orders for needles. So that one share really can, you never know, can make that huge difference. And so I am starting to sound like I am running a telethon, but that is not what I'm trying to do. I will say that we have the last day for guaranteed Christmas delivery is on the 15th, and that's on Monday. And on top of that, we are running free shipping from now until that time. So if there's something that you have wanted from our shop, but you have thought, oh no, $5 is a whole lot for me to spend on shipping, guess what? It's free shipping now until the 15th. You can thank Charlie for this because this is his brainchild. And so we're happy to be running free shipping. Now, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program and talk about this elemental coat. This to me is the ultimate coat pattern. It has, I have made, I think, 3 coats now out of this pattern. I love this duster level one. That one is, I think, my favorite. It is like, it hits in like all the right spots. Like it's long enough, it's comfy enough, it's wide enough for those of us on the fluffy side. And I have to say, there's a lot of people going for this crop jacket look. So what is the title of the pattern? The Elemental Coat. Yes, it is called the Elemental Coat, and it is currently in stock. So this, when we first started carrying this pattern, we sold, I can't even tell you how many of these we sold over Quilt Week. We get this pattern in for Quilt Week and we can't keep it in stock. It's that good. The samples that we make out of for this coat, they are like the best silent salesmen we can possibly have. We currently have a coat in the shop that is made out of a vintage quilt. And yes, I was just going to say, Joy, the purple quilt one, that one is a baby quilt, and it made this jacket here. And then my other one that I've made is a tablecloth quilt or tablecloth coat. It's really kind of like a light jacket. It's really, it's just a beautiful, it's made out of an embroidered tablecloth I got for 50 cents at Goodwill. Or I think it was 99 cents. Either way, super cheap and incredible out of this pattern. Cheryl says, I need to make this one too. Now, Cheryl has just made a beautiful coat that she put a lot of labor and a lot of love into. And I will say that this one works best if you kind of go into it with either an existing quilt to cut up, which they do talk about in here, but also you can design around the pattern pieces. So Charlotte's asking, can you use that pattern and not use a pattern? Charlotte, do you mean like not use a quilt per se and just use regular cloth? Because the answer to that is yes. You could go straight with like a fleece, and this would still make a usable coat. So you don't have to use a quilt. Like I said, I did it out of a tablecloth. Yes, right. I figured that's what you meant. You do not need to use a quilt. I have a tablecloth version of this pattern, and I can't tell you the number of people that said, oh my gosh, I have a tablecloth that I didn't know what to use it with, and it is gorgeous. The way that I cut it kind of highlighted all of the hand embroidery on it, and so like the embroidery goes down and then like around the back, and then on the back side of the coat is just like the center that would have been the center of the tablecloth. It's just a really versatile pattern. But yes, if you have pre-quilted like that puffy coat material, you could use any of that pre-quilted fabric. You could use cheater cloth. I've seen some beautiful cheater cloth quilts jackets made out of this elemental coat. Now you're going to say like, but I prefer a hood, or I prefer the neckline, I prefer shorter sleeves. All of that is possible with this pattern because these pieces are very interchangeable. And you do get, and I have to say, this is one of the big changes that she's made, is she has these pattern pieces are full color. So that has been a big change in this pattern. And I will say, this is done by Teresa Coates, and I always make the joke that she basically is pioneering the quilt coat trend, and her last name is Coates. But she runs Crinkle Dreams, and that's her pattern company. And you can use this with that minky fabric. She did a lot of the minky education for many years, so you probably have heard or seen Teresa out there. Yay, Charlotte, that's awesome. I can't wait to see you again. But you've got this pattern, I have to say, is super versatile. I am a fluffy girl. It goes up to my sizes. It's very scalable. And I just think if you're gonna make a quilt coat, or if you have that on your bucket list, I'm gonna tell you, I think this pattern is achievable, even if you consider yourself not a garment sewer. So if you are like garment and I are like that, like I don't do garments, this is going to be the pattern for you. The directions are excellent, and I'm just a huge fan. Plus, this has been a huge hit in the store. And so during Quilt Week last year and this year, this was in the running to be either the top product or the second top product during Quilt Week. So I know that lots of you have been waiting for this to come back in. It's back. I'm very excited. So there you go. The elemental coat is back. Yay, right? So we also have a restock on something very cool. And I have to tell you, this is the first time I have ever, and I do mean this, this is the first time I have ever reordered a fabric. That's how popular this fabric was in our store. It literally sold out as soon as it came in. And if you don't know, this is called Enrapture Twilight, and this is part of the Juicy Juice Enrapture collection. So here on the edge is Juicy Juice himself, Giuseppe, and you've got Free Spirit, all of this. This fabric is stunning. Cheryl has already come in and bought more. But let's talk about this fabric for a second, because again, I am not a reorderer. Okay, I do not reorder fabric, and yet this one sold out so fast, and I loved this design so much that I thought we needed to bring this one back. So let's talk about it a little bit. It is a very large floral, and you've got not just these beautiful kind of dark moody florals on here, but just look at my hand and you can see just how big these florals are. the other thing that I love about this fabric is that, and it's much brighter here on the screen than it is in person, but it's got these very circular uh designs in here, which is something that Giuseppe is known for. Okay, so he's got these very geometric lines that have been in his previous collections, which allows this collection to work with some of his previous collections. But this has got like dark and moody all over it, and I am really kind of over. It's kind of oversaturated with the lights here blowing it out. But let's see if I turn that off and I hold it up this way, you can kind of get a better sense of how moody it is. This is a gorgeous fabric, and we now I have updated the website that the yardage is back in stock for this. So I am just in love with this print, and I do like really want to see more of this from him. But this has got like Victorian floral written all over it. It is just a stunning fabric. So I am working on a project with it as well. So when it sold out, I was like, oh no. But we did go ahead and restock it. And I have to say, like, that is pretty rare in fabric. Okay, so usually a fabric is very one and done. It is there aren't really reprints available for fabrics. So the fact that that one, I needed to reorder a fabric, and two, it was in stock for me to do that, it's kind of a big deal. So gorgeous fabric, very painterly. Just this could go in a frame and just be like a painting on a wall. It's that pretty. It's really that nice. So I'm kind of interested to see like if online they have anything that's like really made out of this collection, out of this particular print, because it's my understanding it is selling out everywhere because it is that good. So anyway, Juicy Juice Enrapture Twilight is what you would look for on our website. And again, we have this in stock as well. So as part of that, when I placed that order, we needed to like bump up the order so that I could get that back in stock. And so I decided to restock all of our mini charms. Now, if you're not familiar with with mini charms, they're kind of like the fabric swatch of the world. And what you have is like a little tiny 2.5-inch square of each of these fabrics. And a lot of these, three of these are Tula Pink. And this one here is K Facet. It took me a second, but I got there. Okay, so you have K Facet. This one is called a mystery charm. So every time I get these in, they're just randomly his various prints. And then these ones are very controlled, right? So they're like a rainbow of, let's say, these ones are all her fairy flakes. And then we have the gray work one for the gray work collection. And then we have the tiny true color coordinates. And so we've got these, if you are looking for like a little thing as kind of something to do, these along with English paper pieces, I think the 1-inch hexagons fits this piece really, really well. And so you're able to use like 1-inch hexagons with these. You're also, these are perfect size for our mini skull EPP fits this size as well. Plus, having like little things like this, when you're looking for just that little scrap of color or what have you, these are just little handy things to give as gifts, stocking stuffers, that kind of thing. Plus, you've got all kinds of other uses for them. But from like this collection here for the gray work, I mean, it is essentially just a swatch of every single fabric in the line, which is kind of cool. So for those of you that are just like, I just want a little bit of every particular one, and these are kind of neat to do that with. So we did restock these, pretty excited about that. And then we got something new, and I was like, I thought I was all finished with new fabrics this year. And apparently QT Fabrics said, no, you are not. So let's talk about this. This is called Blooms of Joy. And this is a fat quarter stack. This is 100% organic cotton. And, for a lot of people, who don't have, like they don't know about how like the fabric industry runs or anything like that. Organic cotton is kind of a rarity in quilt fabrics. So this is pretty cool. Now I have to tell you, the reason I thought we bought this collection, I don't know. We bought this like 7 months ago, you know. And when you buy it, you're like, you see a picture that's like this big, okay, and you're just like, yeah, sure, that looks good. But I think what we liked about this was kind of the funky 70s, almost like mid-century modern kind of like oranges. There's a lot of orange in this, and we don't see a lot of fabrics that have like a good selection of orange. And you kind of got like the oranges from the yellows and into the pinks, which is kind of a great combination. This has a black background, instead of a brown background, which I was very pleased about, because I feel like that allows you to put black in here as a solid, and that would work really well. But also you can put white as a solid in here, and that would equally really make this pop. And you've got these sort of blooms colors. So these two prints are the same, they're just the colorways are different. And you can see that they've got like, kind of a mumsy, kind of fall colors. But let me just be clear, this is a spring collection. Okay, even though it's coming out now, this is considered a spring collection. So you've got these two, which are very much in that same vein. You've got these here again, mirror images of the same design. You've got like the lighter background. It's not quite a white. That is more of a like a beige, not a peach, but a beige. And then you've got the black background again. I love these sort of winter berries or whatever these are. I really think that's a cool design. And this being very leafy, where these are all very like heavy floral, I kind of dig that. And you've got this in like a bunch of different colors here, which go from the light all the way to this like mega red. And can we just talk about that for a second? Because you don't see a lot of reds. And I love the black as the accent on this one, but I also, this feels very European to me. When we went to Denmark, and Sweden, we stopped at Mary Mecco, and Mary Mecco was all about these giant red flowers, and so these just kind of have that kind of soft florals, you know. But then you go into like away from that, which I felt was really cool because you kind of get you some of these collections, the florals are like everything's all floral, and then it's like too much. This one has these kind of really cool stripes. You've got the 2 3 what we call dits, which are, they're just toss, okay? That's usually what it means, but they're ditzy. They call them ditsies. And that toss is just like, just imagine it just sprinkled. There's no up, there's no down, they're just tossed. And so you've got like these little ditzy flowers. Love that the colors kind of gradate, which, you know, again, goes into these darks. I love that. And then a couple of sort of a plaid. And this was like refreshing to me. Like that just kind of feels like not floral. It's a very balanced collection. And, you know, for, excuse me, something called Blooms of Joy. Okay. This has got some color to it. It's got some teeth to it, and it's got what I think is just enough non-floral to balance it out. Usually we got, you know, some of these collections and they're floral collections, and there's just not anything to rest your eye on. And I feel like this is giving that to us. But in addition, and this is rare that I bring this kind of stuff in, is the jelly roll version of this. And the reason I decided to bring this in, you guys, is because this is going to be a fantastic jelly roll rug, because you can peel this, all of these off in this order, and this rug is going to be like, it will have that impact. So you know, not everybody's like my design aesthetic doesn't go into orange. Okay, doesn't have to be. This can be an all fall quilt, okay, or a fall jelly roll rug or jelly roll project. There's a quilt called the Jelly Roll Race that I talked about earlier today with one of our customers. And that Jelly Roll Race, this is a great fabric for that, because it will be so impactful with these colors. And so usually you see a jelly roll and it's just like, okay. But I have to say, like, this came in and Charlie opened it up and he was like, whoa, when did we order this? And of course I had to tell him, like almost a year ago. See, we forget what we've ordered, and that's, I mean, we really don't forget, but we do like forget. We're like, oh yeah, I'm so glad that finally came in. Like, we're just so excited about it, right? But every time, like, the order just kind of takes you by surprise. So there are 14 fabrics in this collection, and that means that this collection's a super affordable $46 for the fat quarter stack, and then the jelly rolls in our store are $48. So and if you've never seen a jelly roll from the side, you're like, what is all that? That's the selvage edge. Okay, so if you are looking at a fabric, like if we go back and we look at uh the Enrapture fabric, that edge right there is the selvage. That's what you see here all bunched up is the selvage edge. And I have to tell you, like, the companies that offer these, it's pretty, they're getting more and more of them. But a jelly roll is not a standard option for a lot of the fabric companies. Like, they may sometimes not even offer fat quarters. And so if, like, we're not bringing that collection in on the bolt, but we can still offer it if they're offering it in the pre-cuts. So we like to support the companies when they have pre-cuts. We like to support that because that allows us to have a wider variety without having to bring in 14 bolts and then hope that people really like orange. So I don't know what you think about this collection. You're gonna have to give me some, like, feedback here if you think that these, I think they're incredibly kind of like vintagey mod. They've got kind of that vibe to them, but they're also, because I feel like they've got that pop of black, they kind of bring it into like modern, like that modern edge to it. So I just think these are cool. I think this is going to make a heck of a rug. And Charlie's like, well, if they don't all sell, you can make a rug out of one. And I was like, oh, thanks. But then I told him he should make the rug because I don't have time. I have like a million other things to do. So why don't you make the rug? But he's thinking, about the making the rugs and helping me out by making some of our things, because I know I'm running out of time to make everything, I gotta tell you. So yeah, we've got the new jelly rolls 48, fat quarter stacks 46, and they're called Blooms of Joy. If you put that in, if you are in the fabric section of our website, you're going to find this under the fabrics and then under pre-cuts, because they that's how these come. They are pre-cut. And we're just, I just love, like, every day is a surprise here with the mail. This UPS guy comes and you can tell by the box. If he's happy, it's a heavy box. It's a light box. If he's unhappy, it's a heavy box. And usually there's like a lot of stuff in that box. So couple of restocks. I love our elemental coat. That's going to be a huge thing. It's a great coat pattern. It's got pockets. Did I mention the pockets? I think so, because she's even got her hands in the pockets. Okay. But yes, there are pockets on the elemental coat pattern. Right. So we've got a little bit of time left in our show. One of the things I do want to say, we do have that free shipping until the 15th. So if you're coming to this video late and you're like, oh no, I didn't catch it live, no worries. We've got you till Monday night. You'll be able to get that free shipping. that will get us to get your order out the door and in your hands before Christmas. And as far as our schedule for the Christmas holidays, next Friday, I will not be doing a video because we are headed to the airport to pick up Max for the holidays next Friday. So do not look for a video from us next week. But we should be able to do a video before the end of the year. So I am, fingers crossed, gonna be able to do a video the week of Christmas. So that is how I am envisioning that schedule to go. But I know for a fact we will be on our way back from the airport at this time next Friday. So just so that you go to look for me and I'm not there, I will not be there. The other thing is, shoot, where did it was it like it disappeared. You know, my grandmother used to say, if you forget what you were gonna say, she would tell me, must been a lie. Like, I forgot what I was going to say, and it's like, must have been a lie. I hear my grandmother saying it, like, every time I think, I don't know, I forgot. She's like, must have been a lie. So, that's what my grandmother used to say. I am very excited to see Mr. Max. You will not believe how tall this kid is. And I have to say, like, he's pretty excited to come and visit. We're over the moon, but he did. If you remember the first Christmassy time frame that he came onto the videos, it is like, yeah, he was like this tall, and now he's like this. I don't even think the two of us can sit in the same frame without him having to sit and me maybe standing, because it's not a thing. But you would be very impressed. He's very into his hair right now. So he's got a perm. This is what the kids are doing. I don't, have any control over the hair situation, and so I think it's cool. He thinks it's very cool. Every time we FaceTime with him, he's always kind of like primping it right before he gets on the video. Like, so while it's connecting, he's like fixing his hair in the video, which is always it's adorable. So I miss that kid. I really we're looking forward to him, and so that is next week, and he'll be in the store. I'm sure he's going to want to work a little bit so he can earn some money. So we will be putting him to work. We got lots for him to do. Plus, so between now and the end of the year, I know that I am going to be making some big announcements in the next couple of weeks, which I can't tell you about right now. I know that if you are headed to Road to California in January, I will be teaching at the Road to California show. I think one of my classes has like 2 seats left. So if you want to take my class in Ontario, California in January, get on it now, because I am like, that class is this close to selling out. We have our I know, it's very exciting. Got announcements. We also are going to be going to Cocoa Beach at the end of January, beginning of February. We are still taking places at our retreat, which is called the Midnight Creativity. And that retreat is with Cindy Lobeck, Kestrel Michaud, and myself. And the three of us you'll be dyeing fabric. You'll be learning how to cut into that fabric and make really, truly amazing laser. Well, I don't think they're laser cut, but they're like, anyway, super intricate appliques, and then my three-dimensional florals and the quilt that we have finally finished, that will be part of what you're gonna kind of create and make. That is finally finished. So yes, Cheryl, and let me tell you, this is not the last time that you will see dyed fabric. As a matter of fact, just putting this out there, just floating this out there, that there will be a dyeing fabric manipulation type thing coming to Paducah in 2026. So if you are into wanting to dye fabric and learning how to do that, but then also learn how to do some fabric manipulation stuff, we may be having a fun time for you planned here in Paducah in 2026. Can't say anything else, like especially like when, but we've got a lot going on, and it's going to be another full year, of course. Cheryl's like, sign me up. It's yeah, and so we've just are definitely having a lot of fun, and 2026 going to be off to the races. And I'm telling you, we're not even finished with 2025 yet, and yet we're still looking and getting like new cool things. So we're not done with you. Okay, we're kind of still going and doing and the thing. And I have to tell you, like, let me pull this back up on the screen, this little this pom pom. Let me get it under the screen here. I was saying this at the beginning of the video, early, right when we first started. I always thought that your pom pom, project had to be like round. And the thing that Fat Pom Poms taught me was that your pom pom doesn't have to be round. You can make your pom pom a different shape. And I was like, my mind was blown. But if you were part of last week's video where we were making the pom pom project, yeah, this turned out so cute. And I have to say, I think part of the reason why it has, like, I mean, I used the two colors when making it. It kind of adds a different dimension to have like that additional second color in there. And it just, I mean, this is some of the world's cheapest yarn. Like, I think these are like 99 cents at the craft store. So, and this one is so cute. It stands up on the end. If you wanted to, you didn't have to put a string on it. You could have just make it as like a standing decoration. So yeah, that is true. You could make a knitted hat and use this as the giant pom-pom on top of a knitted hat. That would be adorable. I've also seen, like, I had the white yarn out because if we did have time, I would have made a snowman pom-pom maker with the pom-pom makers. And the 3 sizes or the 4 sizes that come in the box, And, you know, this is the kit. I mean, it's so cute. Um, you get these four sizes. So, you can make mini snowmen, or you can make larger snowmen with these. I just think that that would be also very cute with the white yarn. So I'm kind of on a little Christmas kick with the various little things. The one thing too I will say is that their website, the lady who does fat pom poms, she talks about taking like a stick and kind of like fluffing out, these the edges, just so that you can find the pieces that are like too long. So like here you can see that that's like a little bit too long, and this is where you come in with like your teeny scissors and you just trim these up. um and that's how you make this like, perfectly, uh you know so you can see there that that like little edge is sticking out. And that was a like a little trick, that she taught, in her YouTube videos and stuff, or her Instagrams. It was like, if you think that these are too far apart, or they don't look like lights, you can just kind of like play and like move around, the yarn until they're all together, and stuff like that. So that was the other thing, is like, if you needed to kind of floof it, you just do that, and then you can come in and cut the ones that are, too long or what have you. But like the ones here on the bottom, like that's the, you just end up cutting that like straight off. And then you do kind of have to fluff that out a little bit to make sure that they aren't like sticking out on the bottom. But it came out as cute as can be, for what it is. And I think, with more practice, I can refine this. But it is adorable, and it is a really cute little project. Somebody kind of, I guess, gave her a hard time on her channel, because when she makes these, and she makes, like, that's her whole business, is pom pom art. Okay, so like, you gotta, expect that somebody's gonna have a comment about being a pom pom artist, which, I think is cool. But all the little floofs and everything, somebody was like, oh no, that is like so wasteful. And she's like, I do my part to kind of like conserve as much of this like stuff as possible. I think what she does is she gathers up the bits, and she like fills clear ornaments with the little bits, and just, and that's the way that she recycles that. But she's like, I am not the cause of climate change. And yes, do I not want to be like a major contributor to that, but is my pom pom art, you know yes, right? Like, that, I think that's true. Like, I need the Grinch for my Grinch color socks, right? You could make that. You could make the Grinch, right? If you did this, okay, what I would say is try to do the top half red, make the white ball, okay, as like the top of the the hat, and then like the rest of this green, and then just do like, like the eyes. Yeah, I think that you could do a Grinch. Totally. I think you would need to use like this color yarn though. I went for more of like the foresty colors. You would need to use like this hideous like Grinch green color. That's what I think you would need to do, Cheryl. Like that's how I would do it. But I mean, we did this project last week, and then after I got off stream, I went ahead and made the little pom pom, the smallest pom pom in the set. That one there made this size. And, I tried to make it as round as possible. I probably could have done a better. I mean, I already see I could have done a better job, but hey, it was my first one. So don't, like I'm new to pom pom art. Okay. This is my first attempt at pom pom art. I think it's not half bad for a first attempt. So I'm enjoying it. I'm not complaining. If I didn't tell you it was my first attempt, you wouldn't have known. That's what I like to say. But, she gets a lot of feedback on like these little bits and, oh, the microplastics and whatever. And it's like, okay, you know, not everybody is the cause of the, you know, uh, end all be all of things. Anyway, like I said, I'm having a good time with it. I hope you are too. But I have to say, like, holidays are right on us. So if you're going to make something for Christmas, you're running out of time. And I think I did this in like a half an hour. So you might be able to churn a few of these out before the holidays if you needed to. Anyway, my friends, it is time for me to go. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Of course, as always, I hope you get some sewing done. Take care of yourselves. Get that self-care in there before these crazy days. Ours is about to start next week, Friday. Crazy times because we're getting our young man here. But I will tell you to please, as always, take care of yourselves. And I will see you not next week, but the week after. Take care. Bye bye.